to show you really quickly how to connect your telephone conference line to your classes, your virtual classes. And this is an important and required tool to use. It allows someone, a student or a parent that doesn't have a working microphone, to connect to your class so they can actively participate, or to an IEP meeting. As well as if they're having technical issues and are unable to log in, it allows them to log in and still participate. Now, if they aren't able to log in but can call in using your conference line, they still won't be able to see anything on the whiteboard, but they will be able to hear everything and participate. So the first thing you want to do is you first want to remember to click off your microphone. So click off that and take the red X away. And the reason that's important is your conference call line is like a participant in that classroom. So without that unchecked, you will not hear the conference call. So your first step is to go to www.freeconferencecall.com the first time you need to use one and set up your conference call line. You want to use your K-12 email address. And make sure when you get the email verification that you save that email in a safe place. I would even copy that into a Word document so that way you have all the information that has your phone number and your access code and all of your login information. Once you have that information, you are good to go to set up your conference call. So the first step is you're going to click in the corner here, this little drop-down arrow next to the audio setup. So you're going to click that drop down and you're going to select Configure Teleconference right here. Then the next thing you're going to do, let me go back and do that again, is you're going to want to have your number pulled up and you're going to want to input all of your number. And you can see I've inputted my phone number in the Student Information tab. And then my PIN, this is kind of confusing because you do have a host PIN and an access code. Your access code is actually the code that you're going to use as your PIN. But you're just going to take away the little dash or the hyphen. And then you're going to put the pound sign you can see here after it. So in this case, you can see my access code is 966-343. So that is my PIN minus the dash, 966-343 pound. You need to put your phone number in the Student Information tab as well as the Class Information tab. Now, you can see a difference here. My PIN in my Class Information tab, you have to add 5 commas, then your access code, then 5 more commas, followed by the number 1. And the reason for that is because that's what's going to allow your telephone conference line to connect to your classroom, your online classroom. Once you've inputted all that information, you're going to hit Save and Connect, or if you've already tried it once, it'll just be Connect. And then you'll hear someone talking to you. And the way you know it's connected is you're going to hear a bunch of elevator music. That elevator music will stop once someone calls into that line. So I'm going to hit it and you'll hear it connecting.
Welcome. This service is provided by freeconferencecall.com. Please enter your access code followed by the pound or hash sign. If you are the host, press star now. Otherwise, please wait and you'll be joined into the conference. Please wait.
All right, so the next thing, you're just going to click Confirm, and then you can hear that lovely elevator music. You can turn your classroom volume down if it's bothering you. You won't hear anybody talking to you, but you can turn that volume down. And like I said, that music will stop once someone calls into that line. You can disconnect your Class Connect by just saying disconnect, clicking on the drop down, disconnect class from teleconference, yes, and then that will be removed. If you are recording a session and you have used your telephone conference line, you will get an email to your K-12 account, and you'll get something that shows that anytime you've used it, you will get an email to your K-12 account. But that's how you set it up. There are some options as well I wanted to share with you when you're using a teleconference line. And this is important to teach with your students if you are using it in a class. #6 is the mute function. So when you hit #6, it will say muted. And then if you hit #6 again, it will say unmuted. So that's one option, and especially during meetings, if the parent is if you're in an IEP meeting and the background is very noisy when the parent has called in, you can just give them that option, #6, but they do have to hit it again to unmute it and speak. You can also use your conference line and have the students leave their line open, and then you can just control their mute and unmute by just clicking the red X right next to the telephone conference line, or you could do it to the whole class. But like if this was my teleconference line, I could just click and unclick, and then that would give that option as well. If you have any questions, just let me know.